like I had my own share of failure because I lost a whole lot, about over 5 million naira.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my days.
Yeah.
That could have discouraged you.
Yes, like in forex. So I knew that at that.
Hi guys, my name is Emma Robinson and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the show, guys. And today I have someone very special here with me. I'm pretty much excited. So he's a tech guru and he's a data analyst. His name is Emmanuel. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to have you here because it's like the world is evolving and most people are beginning to embrace tech and go into that line. So for you who have achieved a level of success in that area, like 5 years ago, did you envision that you'll be here? How was your 5 years like, and how the gap?
Okay, now 5 years ago, I never imagined I would be at this point. 5 years ago, I was in first year, and nothing was really motivating me, and you are just so naive. You don't know what life is all about. Parents are still sending you money, but as the world is moving, things are adapting, Nigeria is changing, and you're becoming to try to find what you want to do with your life, right? So that's how I got into this field. But initially, I was into something else before I got into tech. Finally, that was a very, very good transition for me. I believe this is very, very hospital.
So how were you? You said you were doing something before you finally decided to do tech. So you kind of sort of found your purpose here. So to someone watching that really wants to know how can I find my purpose?
Yeah.
So what steps did you take to get you to that point?
Okay. Firstly, I tell people you go make a decision based on the fact that other people are making decisions, and what really matters is, as a Christian, is where God wants you to be, right? So at one point I was a forex trader. I was trading.
Okay.
I was making little money, and it felt like I don't really need anything. I knew I told some of my friends I don't want to like, get to meet family. I just want to stay on my own, make like $10,000, and I don't want anything education again. And that was the thing happening there. But I think life really like taught me a lesson. So I lost a whole lot. I lost money, and it was really devastating. And at that point in time, I was like, what next? So, well, with God's infinite mercy, I got into tech like during my internship period in Lagos.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, what's this? I remember telling people I would never code.
Okay.
Yes, I like coding is hard, and I hear all of these needs, and interestingly, it's so exciting coding because it's very, very easy for you to understand. So I got into tech in Lagos. I was looking for an internship place. I got one place, but they were like, I could be coming from the house from Monday to Friday, and I sleep over in the office like weekends, and it's just not really like healthy for me. So my parents are Christians, and we had like this foundation of listening to pray to know more. I took that one. I prayed, and luckily I got like a remote internship.
Interesting. Wow.
Internship, so more like an academy that's really shaping me. And I moved into data science. Started from data analysis to data science. That was how I'm moving with the help of other mentors and getting my first job, and everything has been really exciting. I can really like share a whole lot the level of it here, but that's it.
Wow. So knowledge of what God wants you to do at that moment, and I really like the fact that you the first internship, it was not healthy in the definition, because in a bid to achieve a lot, most people might take on things that are not that is not going to be beneficial to their health in general. That's so basically talking about growth. How did you join? You talked about mentors. So for someone who wants to even get a mentor, where do we start from? Because it's like going into that field as a newbie. there's a way people be looking at you like, okay, were they really welcoming, or did you just put yourself out there? Like, how were you able to gather mentors in your field?
All right. Well, at first, I didn't have any mentor when I started. I went for a holiday at my mom's cousin's place. I went to see, that's like my mom's aunt. The children are in the US. So he heard I was around and he asked me, what am I into? I told him I just started this data science course, and he was like, okay, fine, I'll call you back later. Because I was really curious of what it's all about. Then I got a call, he purchased a academic course for me. He became my mentor at first. And I would really appreciate him no matter where I will be, like in the next couple of days. He really made an impact into my life. And up till now, his calls really motivate me to get back to getting to study. So he got me courses. For me, I think I was privileged and opportune to get such things, because I know people struggle with a whole lot with data, like, so I had those at my disposal. Yes, he was responsible for that voluntarily. He said he was going to get me data and provided me the laptop. And even my internship, where I was having my internship, I got a laptop too, so I had like 2 laptops.
Okay, interesting.
I didn't have any reason to
not
fail.
to.
So I had like a very rapid growth because I was spending a lot of time. I was not having like distractions. Yes, I know it's more challenging as a student self, where you have school.
Exactly, I was coming to that.
You have school, you have assignments, you have exams, and you're trying to still learn. And
Could be tough.
it's very tough. And at the same time, you're providing for yourself. Sometimes some people like gets to have like this many jobs and everyone's striving, yes, but I learned something from a whole lot of people. That I listened to many people's success stories. It's resilience that gets you where you stand and see yourself. Yeah, it doesn't really matter the circumstance, because I feel
it's coming to that.
You have school, you have assignments, you have exams, and you're trying to still learn. And it's very tough. And at the same time, you're providing for yourself. Sometimes some people like gets to have like this many jobs and everyone's striving, yes, but I learned something from a whole lot of people. That I listened to many people's success stories. It's resilience that gets you where you stand and see yourself. Yeah, it doesn't really matter the circumstance, because I feel like I had my own share of failure, because I lost a whole lot, about over 5 million naira.
Interesting. No, my days.
Yeah.
That could have discouraged you.
Yes, like so I knew that at that point in time I had suffered a whole lot psychologically, mentally, and I already know what failure is. So I wanted to taste the other side of what life is like, success. So I knew that I had to put in a whole lot of work. And surprisingly, there's this saying, where there's a will, there's definitely a way. I knew that definitely when I have the will to get to one particular level of growth, there's definitely a way for me to go about it. I know many people I get to have a lot of stuff from. People I really like mentor, and they're like, they wake up in the morning, they feel so discouraged, they don't know what to do. Yeah, I felt like that many times. Some days I just wake up and I don't turn on my laptop. Any one particular time I took like a week break, and when I discussed with my mentor at first, because he was my only mentor then, he said that's fine. Yes, there was even a time he took like a month break, because you really want to know what you want to do for yourself. Because getting into tech is more like you're getting to study, not in a professional school. So people just see it as it's really like a career field that you have to put in your whole. So if you know you want to have out an ideal career in tech, you definitely have to make a whole lot of sacrifices. I was in a tech conference where we talk about ikigai. Ikigai means purpose of life, Japanese word. So when you know your purpose, how do you find your purpose? It's more like getting to know what your passions are.
True.
Yeah, your vocations, your professions, and what you have to offer. So everything, I have so much passion for solving problems.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to know what particular niche you will cover for yourself. So I knew that particular thing for myself, and I just want to see myself there in a couple of months or years. So yeah, that's it.
Wow. So that's a lot. So talking about said you lost over 5 million naira in forex. That sort of discouragement for someone who has felt that kind of discouragement, or who is discouraged, or who is at this current level of feeling depressed or they don't want to continue again. So how can they pick up back?
Yeah.
Because okay, I was having a conversation with someone and she told me she has ideas on what to do, but by the time she plans everything, she looks at it and like, nah, I don't think I can do this. There's no motivation, or she starts and then she just ends up getting discouraged at the long run.
Yeah. Okay. For me, when I lost, I knew that the only way for me was to bounce back. I knew I struggled with telling my parents at first because that was a whole lot. That was a whole lot, and some friends' money were in it, and
Oh my goodness.
it was very very devastating for me. But I knew I didn't have any option. That's move on. Like I hear people when they lose a lot of money and they get to like commit suicide, and
Yeah.
that's not an option.
Okay.
It's more like you get to fail here on earth and you're failed totally.
You're
Like
going to the other side.
So I knew that I have to move on. So it was a whole lot of struggle. First thing I did was I think I had like a mental rejuvenation. My mindset shifted when I started my internship, and I knew that I can do this. Many people when they get tired or discouraged, I feel a personal hack or what I do was just to let people know.
Okay.
It might really seem hard trying to tell someone this is passing through. Yes. So without waste, a little advice, gets you on your feet. So that's how I started getting to know. And luckily for me, I had like a plan on what to do. It was
Sure.
So you talked about 4 to 5 months. I believe personally that 4 to 5 months you spent, like this deep focus that you had at that thing, at that task, really pushed you up, even probably higher than others that might have started a long time ago. So for a student, for like us in UNN, or basically any other student that is looking to give that same focus, I don't think we can give 8 hours specifically to just a particular thing, because we have assignments, we have 10 papers to write, we have projects, and so whole was going to classes too, which is like a mini 9 to 5.
Yeah. Okay. I had such challenge when I came back because I was now having like school. I was having tasks from my internship. I was having my personal learning, which I was doing. So the whole lot to combine. But I found out something and it really was. I feel I know that after school this is what I have to face strength. And I tell people it's just the truth. We choose to close our eyes to the fact that if you don't put in a whole lot of work, you cannot have any output. Yes. So that's why the fact that I had school work, I had to draft out. I had it. So when I wake up in the morning, I write all my to-do list for the day. Yes, as simple as that. I learned that from someone in my church because I was working at a workspace and he just comes and he starts taking things here. So I was like, let me see what you do. And I was like, oh, I adapted that. Right? And because I had schoolwork, sometimes I have extra work to do for school and it's into the time I have for my personal study. So when I know that, okay, today I'm moving 2 hours for learning, I have like, I always use my stopwatch. Yes, I use to time myself, and so I know that 2 hours I use for learning, and I that is my notebook. I have 1 hour to read for book. I have 1 hour for my tasks and everything. So even if you get to my timetable was finishing, my class is finished by 2, so I have like from 1 to rest, so I get to do that for myself. Also, it really helps me. So when I know 2 hours, it's time for 2 hours. I start my stopwatch 2 hours. Sometimes I get to have to do something. So after I'm done with that, because little learning is what really helps you. Yes. And again, one thing that we don't know and we choose to close our eye, I really mention that is opportunity does not know if you are finished or not. Okay. So you might have an opportunity waiting for you, and the little knowledge that you're supposed to get within pass on you actually miss out. I had a whole lot of experiences doing interviews. I knew that I was supposed to learn something. I knew when I started my mom's question was hammering on databases. I tried to skip that as data scientist. I don't really like doing database, and I had an interview. A Canadian agency that wanted to hire data science. I finished like the first couple of interviews. So the final one that had to do with like me, like right now the test like mini exam, my questions were database.
Oh my goodness.
I was just remembering what he was telling me, and to me I had like a right thing that I had little time because of school or thing, and whereas that opportunity was right there staring at me. I was like, oh no. So, well, the little I did, it was like 10 questions library and 5 like databases, and 25 were like normal random questions. So I knew that I have to definitely get back to it. I had my first public speaking internship conference here in this school because of the fact that I had so much work myself, and the opportunity came to me. It was never, they never saw me on the road. I'll just tell you like that brief story. I was just sleeping and my friend had to set up for that occasion. Speakers came in from China and different things. I was just opportunity to be there, and it was like an AI conference because I'm into data science and artificial intelligence. And we have our own part to play. God has his own part to play, and God's part to play as a Christian is that He creates time and chance for you and allows you to get right there. So the man came in and it was like after 6 to 7, and we have a couple of questions like this kind of session, and they needed an on-site. Some of the speakers in China, they were basically online, just flew around and made an on-site AI person to answer the questions. And there's a whole lot to this because as I was still learning, my friends knew that I was into this. So he asked, do we know any person? And the only person I knew was a lecturer in my department, and he was no longer around. I knew that he could do that perfectly, but I knew that I have so much idea of what the question might likely be. So my friends were like, "So we know somebody, and the person is here," and that's how it was. And I was like, this, get the suits, and I was like, wow, how? And so the next day was like first time I spoke like in a conference, and that was it. So opportunity met me at that point. So I was asking myself, what if I was not like prepared?
Yeah.
I chose to close my eyes, so I don't need this, that, I need my academics, because in Nigeria, the reality is that what you get to study is not what you end up. It's over, and every year we keep producing graduates, and over 60%, over 80% actually current rates now don't get employed. And many people diverse from what they study to they find their passion and what they can do to make money. So I chose not to. I'm like, I'm studying engineering, electronic engineering. I know that, yes, but this is what I want to do. So I don't really care. I really care though, but I know that the attention I give to this
is not the same.
Not definitely the same. So writing them down and putting in little work is really going to help, because just having the back of your mind, I tell myself opportunity can be anytime.
Need to make you prepared.
Yes.
So regardless of whether you are a student or not, you should at least find, even if it's an hour or two, to give into that specific task that you find. Well, wow, that's really amazing. We talked about, so I really love the fact that you're a Christian, because we bring Christians to this channel and we see everything from the Christian lens. And I personally know someone close to me who wake up and say something like AI is demonic. I think I was listening to Apostle Femi and he said something about how the social media is a place like for us to really project our Christian values and Christian principles, but it looks like we as Christians are running away from it, and we need to be in that sphere of influence. We need to be loud, because loudness is the power of the media, according to Apostle Femi. And he said that is why we need to support our tech gurus, because with just one button, the owner of Facebook and Instagram, it was up. So have you encountered challenges in that area? Because I know people personally that will tell me, yeah, it's demonic, and I'm like, how, where, when? Why are we not embracing this? Like, some particular people are not embracing this thing. So how do you get to deal with it?
Okay, I'll spend a whole little time to talk about this, because apart apart from the fact I'm a data scientist, I'm an AI advocate on Twitter, LinkedIn, for ethical AI, right? I run a community. I started a community with a guy I met him on Twitter during my early stage. We had this weekly Twitter spaces every Monday evening. From like 10 people, we grew to close to 1,000 people now, right? And in that particular community, based on the fact now, we did not really see ourselves hitting that amount of people, but we had like the determination to talk about artificial intelligence, talk about data science. This particular conversation is a very long conversation. That if I start bringing out issues, you see that generally in Africa we have so much disadvantage. And look at what's happening right here. We had like blackout MTN network. At any one time, apart from the fact we have to, that's fine. That's very very important. Major infrastructures in the world are barely owned by Africans, and yes, we pay more in Africa.
True.
Nigeria gets bad every day, and I thought God has one part.
You have your own part.
We definitely have your own part.
You need to
And
play it.
we Christians, we are not occupied in some strategic positions. I'm not even talking about other positions, but now in the artificial intelligence space, artificial intelligence is the tool. And the truth is that artificial intelligence is here to stay, no matter how we try to kick it. And the only thing that will happen to us is that we will just be behind what's happening. I was in a conversation and the man said, we Africans, we are just consumers. And producers produce, we use where they don't pay it in Africa. Yeah, I love the fact you said what's success to me, because success is different to different people. To me, what's success to me, when I tag myself really successful, is when I have not about value. So
People's problem.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. I'm really excited, and I believe our listeners have learned so much.